So today I bring you another ultimate head-to-head showdown between two brand new smartphones. So we have the Google Pixel 6 versus the Honor 50. Now Honor is making a huge comeback with this smartphone. In fact, Google services are back. So Play Store, YouTube, Gmail, it's all there for you to enjoy legit, which means Honor and Google are now friends, which is good news for the people. But these two friends are going head-to-head football match style to find out which phone offers the best bang for your buck, covering everything from the build quality, screen, sensors, cameras, and lots more. Now this video will certainly let you know which phone is better and exactly why. So first of all, the prices. Pixel 6 is priced at $599 and the Honor 50 is priced at $449. So around £150 cheaper than the Pixel 6. But is it as good? Well, by the end of this video, you will get a definitive answer. And I personally don't know who's going to win this comparison until I get to the end of the video. So it's just as much of a surprise for me as it is for you. So without any further ado, let's begin with the first round, which is boxes and accessories. So Pixel 6 comes with Type-C to Type-C charging cable and a Type-C to USB-A adapter, and some paperwork with SIM eject tool. That is pretty much it. The Pixel 6 does not come with a power brick in the box. Now the Honor 50 comes with a clear silicone case, a Type-C to USB-A charging cable, a pair of USB-C earphones, and you are getting a 66 watt Honor supercharger included in the box. So it looks like the Honor comes with many more accessories in the box. So the first round for boxes and accessories goes to Honor. So current score is 0-1. So next up, we are talking about the build quality. Pixel 6, first of all, is made from a metal frame going all the way around, and you have a glass back. The color is called Stormy Black, and I can describe it as a dark grayish color. Now we do have this crazy looking Terminator style camera bump, which, to be totally honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of. It does protrude quite a bit, but that is not my issue. The issue is you get a lot of dust collected at the bottom and top of the bump, and even putting a case on it doesn't solve that issue. So when I'm using the Pixel, I find myself cleaning the dust off because I really don't like a strip of dust under the camera. Now don't get me wrong, the phone is for sure premium in build quality, but it's also a super fingerprint magnet. Now in comparison, the Honor 50 has a plastic frame going all the way around and a curved glass back. The color is called Midnight Black, and I have to say, quite an attractive looking camera bump on the back. Now we have crazy megapixels in both phones, 50 megapixels versus 108 megapixels, which we will be checking out in the camera tests later on in the video. Now the Pixel 6 is 8.9 millimeters thick and it weighs 207 grams, and the Honor 50 is only 7.78 millimeters thick and it weighs 175 grams. We're talking about design and build quality. Both feel quite premium in the hands, but they are both, as you can see, fingerprint magnets. All the smudges and fingerprints, you're going to see them, unless of course you put a case on, which I'm sure most of us will be doing. Now I'm actually preferring the curved glass finish on the Honor, and it also feels much thinner and lighter in the hands than the Pixel. For some reason, even at 8.9 millimeters, it feels a bit bricky due to the shape of the phone. Now one advantage Pixel has over the Honor is it has an IP68 rating. So that's a bonus there. So design wise, I'm actually feeling the Honor 50. The overall build, the slimness, the slickness of the phone, the nice looking camera bumps on the back. But the overall build quality and IP rating has to go to the Pixel 6. So it looks like for design and build, I'm going to have to award them both a point each. So that brings our score to 1-2. So it looks like Honor is still in the lead. Let's see what happens next. Now let's talk about the screens. The Pixel 6 has a 6.4 inch OLED display with 90 Hz refresh rate, and you cannot manually select the refresh rate. It is set to automatic by default, so the software will decide whether you need 90 Hz. Otherwise, most of the time it will be 60 Hz. So the option of adaptive refresh only. Now the Honor 50 in comparison has a slightly larger 6.57 inch OLED display with 120 Hz refresh rate. Now this phone does give you the option to keep it on dynamic adaptive refresh, or you can manually set it to 120 Hz all the time or 60 Hz all the time. It's always nice to have the options. Also, the screen curves around the sides, similar to Samsung's Infinity display. Looks really nice, thin, very minimal bezels. And if we just compare them both side by side, you can see the screen size is nearly the same. So it's 6.4 versus 6.57. And you can see a whole bunch of bezels around the Google Pixel. And this display here on the Honor 50 looks almost bezel-less. You only have a slight chin and forehead, but otherwise you have a very nice, slim and light, slick looking screen on the Honor 50. Now both phones will give you a full HD resolution with a slight variation. So Pixel has 2400 by 1080 and the Honor will give you 2340 by 1080. Pixel 6 has Gorilla Glass Victus on the front and the Honor 50 has 2.5D curved glass. Both displays look impressive in practical use. Nice bright displays with great colors and contrasts, and both phones do have pretty good on-screen fingerprint sensors. And both phones offer a hole punch camera in the center. So similar OLED screen tech on both, nice displays, but we can't ignore the fact that the Honor 50 gives you a slightly bigger and better 120 Hz refresh. The Honor 50 has no bezels to the sides, whereas the Pixel 6 has quite an old school bricky feel to it with thick bezels going all the way around. So it looks like screen quality category has to go to the Honor 50. So after round 3, the current scores are 1-3. Now let's talk about processing power. The Pixel 6 is powered by the Google Tensor, which is a 5nm octa-core clocked at 2.8 GHz. Now the Honor 50 is powered by the Snapdragon 778, which is a 6nm octa-core clocked at 2.4 GHz. Now the Pixel here I have is the 8+128 variant, and this Honor 50 is the 8+256 variant. Pixel 6 is single SIM 5G, and the Honor 50 is dual SIM 5G. Neither phones support micro SD expansion. So you're getting a powerful performance on both phones. You can play Call of Duty Mobile on the highest graphical settings on both phones, and the game plays very smooth. And the games play both very smooth, and the games play very smooth, and the gameplay is very smooth and enjoyable on both. On paper, the Pixel 6 should be slightly faster as it's a 5nm octa-core, as it's a 5nm chip with the higher clock speed. But you know, that's not how I do things. We need to see practically how fast these phones are. So let's turn to the benchmarks for this one. So here are the Antutu benchmark results, and as you can see, the Pixel 6 has achieved just over 672K, and the Honor 50 has achieved just over 516K. And if we have a closer look at the categories, you can see that the Pixel has actually achieved a higher result in every single category. Now, quick Geekbench comparison. So you can see the single core scores on both, 1036 versus 786, and both achieved exactly the same multi-core score of 2883. So Pixel has achieved a higher overall scores in both benchmark tests. So it looks like processing power goes to the Pixel 6. The new Google Tensor is quite a powerful chip, offering close to Snapdragon 888 standards. So that now brings our score to 2-3. So it looks like Pixel is making a comeback. Let's see what happens next. So we do know the Pixel has a more powerful chipset, so it will give you a faster performance. But what about sustaining real-time performance? So the more you use a device, the temperature gradually increases, affecting the performance. So to test this out, I ran 3 back-to-back Antutu benchmark tests on each device, and then checking the system temperature after each test to see if it can sustain its performance and not overheat when being pushed. So here are the results of both. So here are the results of the first benchmark test, 672K versus 516K. The immediate temperature straight after that benchmark is 39 on the Pixel and the Honor 38. So in the second benchmark test, the Pixel dropped down to 629 and the Honor went down 515K. Okay, temperatures after that test, 43 degrees and the Honor is 37. So third and final benchmark test, the Pixel went down to 614 and the Honor went down 514. And here are the final temperatures, 42 degrees and 37 degrees. So Pixel achieved better results in all three tests, but saw a larger drop in the performance. So the Pixel started off with 672,000, and by the end of the third test, it was down to 614. So that is quite a drastic drop in performance. Whereas the Honor started with 516K, the Honor ended up with 514K. So pretty much consistent performance throughout. So we already know which phone is more powerful. The Pixel won the last round. But sustaining real-time performance goes to the Honor 50, as it manages to keep the same performance after running 3 back-to-back intensive benchmark tests, and it also managed to keep its temperature lower. So it looks like the Honor will handle long gaming sessions with no overheating issues. The Pixel did get to 42 to 43 degrees. I wouldn't be surprised if the temperature went up after a few more tests. So it doesn't look like the Pixel knows how to keep itself cool, whereas the Honor does. So that means sustaining real-time performance goes to the Honor, bringing our scores to 2-4. So now let's check out the internal disk speeds. So this Pixel 6 has 128 gigs of UFS 3.1 storage, and this Honor 50 has 256 gigs of UFS 3.1 storage. So this should be an interesting test to see which phone uses the faster storage. And here are the results. So the Pixel 6 achieved 834 megabytes per second read and 282 megabytes per second write. And in comparison, the Honor achieved read speeds of 684 and write speeds of 747 megabytes per second. So faster internal storage means you can transfer files to and from the device much quicker, and it also gives you a boost to the device when opening and closing and also installing and downloading stuff. So Pixel 6 has higher read speeds and Honor has higher write speeds. So I guess I don't have a choice. That is a point each. So that brings our scores to 3-5. So it looks like Honor is still in the lead, racing ahead. Will it be able to hold that lead? Let's find out, shall we? So the next category is the system OS. So Pixel is running stock Android 12 and the Honor is running Android 11 with Magic UI 4.2 on top. Now, I think it's fair to say, and I know you all will agree with me, nothing better than the stock Android. So there's no point discussing anything more about the OS. Pixel wins this round, hands down. So current score is 4-5. So the gap is closing and Pixel is catching up. And I wonder what will happen in the next round. That's right, people. It's time for the camera test. 1 second. So Pixel 6 has dual cameras on the back, 50 megapixel primary, 12 megapixel ultra wide, and an 8 megapixel front camera. Now in comparison, the Honor 50 has quad cameras on the back, so 108 megapixel primary, 8 megapixel ultra wide, 2 megapixel bokeh and 2 megapixel macro lens with a 32 megapixel front camera. So on paper you would think that the Honor has more megapixels, more cameras, it has to be better, right? Well, that's not how we do things, especially when we're talking about the Google Pixel's proven track record with image processing. So both phones offer plenty of cool camera features and the ability to record 4K at 60 FPS max. But which one produces better results? Well, let's just go ahead and test out the main sensors to see what they can do. So first up, the primary sensors, 50 megapixels versus 108 megapixels. But here's the thing, at the time of shooting this video, there is no option to shoot a full 50 megapixel photo with the Pixel 6. The Pixel actually shoots in a resolution of 4080 by 3072, which is actually 12.5 megapixels. However, the Honor 50 does let you shoot full 108 megapixel photos with a resolution of 12032 by 9024. So the first few photos you will see is the comparison of the primary sensors at their maximum possible resolutions. So side by side, both photos look quite similar. I think the Pixel is slightly brighter, but zooming in to a 108 megapixel will usually show you more detail without pixelation. But look what happens when I crop right into the gnomes in the corner of the garden. The pixel is still in focus and the Honor has blurred it out. Now I had to double check to make sure I had not mixed up the photos. You can actually crop into any part of the photo and the pixel will still look better. And that was the case with every shot in this scenario. So I've now switched the Honor 50 from 108 megapixel mode to standard photo mode to match the pixel. And in standard photo mode, the Honor 50 will shoot at 11.4 megapixel bin shots. And you can see there's not much separating them quality wise. You're getting very similar results, similar colors, but the pixel appears to have a slightly higher contrast and the fence shots makes this obvious. Other than that, both take equally good photos. So I'm going to award a point each for the standard photo test. Now the next few shots have been taken in a completely dark room. Both phones take incredible shots in night mode. The first shot we're getting quite similar results. The second shot, I'm actually preferring the Honor 50. Look at that detail and contrast. How is that even possible in an all dark room? So both impressive, but Honor 50 nailed it in this shot. And the final low light shot, again, both clear photos, but I'm steering this time towards the Pixel as it produced an overall brighter photo. So for night mode, I'm awarding them both a point each because they both are capable of producing impressive night mode shots with plenty of detail and color. Alright, time for some selfies. 8 megapixel versus 32 megapixels. First shot outdoors, pixel looks better and accurate colors and also accurate skin tone. Second shot is low light outdoors just before sunset and you can see the pixel maintains detail and color the best. The third shot with all studio lights on, so ideal lighting conditions, and they look equally good. You can clearly see that the pixel has enhanced the blacks, so higher contrast to make my top and hat look darker, but otherwise equally happy with both shots in perfect lighting situation. This one is indoors, low light, and it's impressive how much detail Pixel is able to maintain. So whether you're taking a low light selfie, outdoor or indoor, the Pixel is just impressive. It's beyond expectation, and we all know image processing plays an important part for Pixel. However, Honor 50 still produces good selfies in good lighting situation, but lighting can make or break that photo. So Pixel is the best in all situations. I have to give the selfie round to the Pixel. Now it's time to test out the video quality. Both phones can shoot 4K, but the Pixel supports 60 FPS max and the Honor supports a maximum of 30 FPS. So I've set both phones to 4K 30 to make this a fair test. So video detail and stabilization is equally good on both phones. However, the Pixel video looks slightly brighter. Honor is actually more true to life, color and contrast wise. I think they're both doing very well. So considering both 4K video clips are stable and smooth with plenty of detail, I'm awarding both a point each for 4K video. Let's just quickly analyze all the camera test points. So in standard mode, I awarded both phones 1 point each. Low light shots, they both got 1 point each. Selfie shot, it was 1-0 to Pixel, and 4K video, they both were awarded 1 point each. So that means Pixel achieved 4 out of 4 possible points, and the Honor 50 achieves 3 out of 4 possible points. So the winner of the basic camera test, so just testing the most commonly used sensors, I've not gone through all the camera features as both phones have plenty of features to offer, but from my basic test, it looks like the Pixel 6 is taking the win for the camera department, bringing our total score to 5-5. So we are now neck and neck. Pixel has really showed some resilience to catch up with the Honor 50, but can it take the lead? That's the question. Now both smartphones have built-in Wi-Fi, Bluetooth and NFC. The Pixel 6 actually has Wi-Fi 6 and the Honor 50 has Wi-Fi 5. Both support 5G. Pixel is single SIM 5G and the Honor is dual SIM 5G. Neither phones come with audio jacks or SD card slots, but the Pixel does have the bonus for IP68 certification. Now let's talk about the sounds. Pixel 6 has stereo speakers, so one bottom firing and one on the earpiece, and the Honor 50 has a single loudspeaker at the bottom of the device. Even though the sound quality is great on the Honor 50, stereo speaker is always going to win in my eyes. So this round for sounds is going straight to the Pixel 6, bringing our current scores to 6-5. Okay, so coming to battery and fast charging. The Pixel has a 4614 milliamp hour battery typically and supports 30 watt fast charging. The Honor 50 has a 4300 milliamp hour battery and supports 66 watt fast charging. So Pixel has a very slight higher capacity battery, but in real-time use, that's not really going to make a noticeable difference. Now the Honor 50 does come with a 66 watt Honor supercharger included in the box. So that means 70% battery in just 20 minutes. Outrageously fast charging speed, but the Pixel 6 is not supplied with any charger in the box. Now you can expect a day's battery life from both phones with around 6 to 8 hours of screen on time, of course depending on what you're doing. So for battery and charging, I'm going to have to give this to the Honor 50, especially as you're getting that Honor supercharged technology included in the box, and that fast charging technology just makes everything so convenient and quick in everyday usage scenarios. So that means Honor 50 scores a 90th minute goal to level the playing field. The final score for this match right now is 6-6. So what's going to happen now? Extra time, penalties? Because there has to be a winner. This cannot be a draw. We don't do draws on Chigs Tech reviews. So with both phones in my hands, I think the best way to pick a winner after comparing the build, specs and everything else we just went through, I think we're going to have to look at the price. So $599 for the Pixel 6 and $449 for the Honor 50. The Honor 50 will save you around £150 to spend on anything else you want to spend it on. The winner of this match, therefore, is the Honor 50. Final score, 7-6 to Honor. So there you have it, guys. That was my head-to-head comparison between the Pixel 6 versus the Honor 50, covering everything from the box, design, specs, performance, cameras, and lots more. So very interesting results we have here, and the winner is of course Honor 50, but it was very close. And here is a breakdown on screen so you can see exactly how they both scored throughout this comparison. So those were the results. You can see the categories, and it should be now easier for you to make your purchase decision. Now both smartphones are remarkable. They offer great value for money. You're getting flagship performances. There is nothing that these two phones cannot do. So yes, the Pixel is slightly more powerful, comes with stock Android 12 and stereo speakers, but the Honor 50 has a bigger, nicer 120Hz refresh, nicer design, slim and light, great cameras, and 66 watt supercharger included in the box with plenty of change left in your pocket. The Honor 50 is very difficult to ignore and would probably be my first choice, especially with proper Google certification and services available in the Honor 50, makes it a very tempting proposition. So what do you guys think? How would you guys score it? Do let me know in the comments. Which phone would you go for and why? And with that being said, links will be in the description box for your convenience. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.